Hi everyone. I guess we will be starting now, and maybe in the meantime, the others will join. So you guys can start turning on your cameras. Okay, so let me share my screen for today. Let's see how many people we have. We have nine, which means we are missing three people. That is, let me check who that is. Sunny, Jade, and I don't really remember. Let's see. Sunny, Jade, and Sarah. Yeah, we're missing three of them, so I'll just call them in. Okay. Now, in the meantime, I will share my screen and you guys can start turning on your cameras. Today is the last day, guys. Really hope that you guys. Oh, with your like microphone? So you have issues with your microphone. Oh, okay. Hopefully that will be fixed because, okay, we'll just get started then. The others, make sure to turn on your camera as well. Maybe not now, but sure. Okay, so today is week number 12, and it's a debate spar. I think we have been learning for very long now, and this is our second debate. So, of course, introduction, and there'll be motion announcement. Like last time, you guys will also have 30 minutes of preparation, and then there will be two debate rooms. So today I invited two more people to join the debate because we don't have enough people. We only have 10 joining, which means I have to invite two more. So we have John and Ginling. Maybe John, you know him from last time. And we also have Ling here as well. So, Ling, can you maybe introduce yourself a little bit? Are you there?
Okay, I'm here. Hello everyone. My name is Lynn. My full name is Phạm Nguyễn Tiến Linh, or you can call me Julia. As my English name, it's spelled like Gulia. And this was maybe my I don't remember much, but it's but I'm kind of just I'm sorry. Uh, because I just often participate in some debate. So hopefully I can keep up with this with everyone in here. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. And yeah, we know John from last time, so maybe no need for introduction. And we have a judge as well, but she will be joining when we finish preparing, so she's not here. Okay. So like last time, we have 6-minute speeches, or do you guys want eight? I'm still, considering six or eight. Depends on what you guys want. I mean, any is fine. But okay, if nobody said anything, then we'll go with six. Yeah, okay. And we will have reply speech today because we learned that last time. And reply speech is for a minute. POI is highly encouraged. Okay, so you should ask a lot and the 30-minute. Now, this is the team's matchup that I already prepared. Room one is me, and room two is the other judge. Her name is Vân Khánh, and here are the teams. You guys can see on the screen. I'll take a picture of that later for you to see. Now, motion announcement. Can you guys guess what is the theme? Like, what is the topic? Anyone wants to have a guess? Hint starts with E. It's pretty familiar, I would say. It's not hard. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. Yeah, it is education. So the theme is education. And here's the motion. This house prefers schools. This is a preferred motion, prioritizing academically mixed classrooms over separate honors classes and top sections. There are no info slides, but now you guys will have 1 to 2 minutes to ask for clarification if you don't understand the motion. You can like just turn on your mic and ask.
I have a question. So, what is honors classes?
Honors classes is kind of like classes that is for the top student, high achievers. Any more questions? No more questions, right? Okay, then we will be starting. I think everyone just joined. Uh, you have 30 minutes. This is your team. So let me take a picture of this and put it in the group. Okay. Now I'll be creating the breakout rooms. Okay. I just create the breakout rooms. Prop one, op one means prop from room one. So you can look in your teams and you go in the correct room.
Sorry, I don't know the team I
Oh,
am.
oh, sorry. So you are in opposition room one.
And also can't send me the motions because I don't in the group
Oh
chat
yeah.
too.
Okay.
In the op two.
You're in op one.
Okay.
And Helena, Jade, aren't you joining? Helena, you are in prop one. So I'll just move you.
So, sorry, what's room am I in?
Okay, you are in prop two. Prop two. Okay, so now we can get started. Our second judge is here. Her name's Apple. So Apple, can you also introduce yourself?
Hello everyone. Like she said, Apple. I don't think there's anything else that you may want to know. Yeah, that's all. I'll be helping you guys today. Yay.
Okay, that's it. So people in room one will stay here with me, and for those who are in room two, you guys will join the room, debate room two. Okay, and when you guys finish debating, then Apple will give like very detailed feedback, and then just join debate room two. Okay. Okay, so looks like why are there only four people? Oh, they joined the wrong room. Why they keep joining the wrong room?
I just simply require that you require everyone to the opposition room one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Let me put it in the group. Lee, I think you're in the debate room too. Okay, how many people are here? There's still four. That means some people joined the wrong room again.
Yeah, it's with my teammate.
Okay, so now there are five. So one person is missing. Do you know who is missing? You don't know who is missing.
Maybe the first speaker of our team. I don't remember her name, so
Oh, that's Hun. Okay, let me move her here. Oh no. Okay, good. Hmm? Why is she? Okay, now she is here. Okay, I think everyone is here now. So we can finally start. I will share the timer and you guys will have 6 minutes. All right, now we welcome the first speaker from Proposition. Here.
Okay. So my speech will start in 3, 2, and 1. To begin with, let's define the motion. This House prefers school prioritizing academically mixed classrooms over separate honors classes and top sections. Academically mixed classrooms are defined as classes where students of varying academic abilities learn together in the same environment, sharing the same curriculum and teacher guidance. In contrast, honors classes or top sections are selective tracks designed for high-achieving students, often separated to receive advanced instructions, faster pacing, or more challenging material. The motion asks whether schools should prioritize inclusivity or and integration over separation and specialization. According to the status quo, this debate emerges from long-standing tensions in education policy. Many systems worldwide struggle with balancing excellence and quality. Should schools nurture top talent through specialized honors programs, or should they focus on inclusivity by keeping students together. In countries like Finland, mixed ability classrooms are the norm, emphasizing equity and social cohesion. Meanwhile, systems like the United States often rely on honors or advanced placement tracks to push academic rigor. The context is not only academic performance, but also broader social outcomes, confidence, collaboration, and preparation for diverse workspace. The key stakeholders include students who are directly impacted by classroom structures, teachers who must adapt their methods to diverse learning needs, parents who want the best outcomes for their children, and policymakers who design and implement education frameworks. Now it's our burden of proof. The proposition side must prove that academically mixed classrooms lead to better overall educational and social outcomes, reduce inequality, and prepare students more effectively for life beyond school. The opposition must show that honors classes provide superior academic benefits, nurture talent more efficiently, and are necessary for excellence in education. So, moving on to my first point, students would be encouraged to cooperate in social activities. In today's technology-driven world, where digital communication often overshadows face-to-face interaction, offline teamwork has become increasingly crucial. Group projects in classrooms provide a natural setting for students of varying abilities to collaborate, share responsibilities, and support one another. This dynamic not only strengthens academic outcomes, but also cultivates essential interpersonal skills such as problem solving, critical thinking, communication, and empathy. Moreover, working with diverse teammates exposes students to different perspectives and approaches, preparing them for the complexity of real-world professional environments. Ultimately, mixed classrooms serve as a training ground for holistic development, equipping students with the social competencies needed to thrive in both their career paths and communities. A 2024 study in thinking skills and creativity found that mixed ability groups improved collaboration and problem solving. Students were more likely to share responsibilities and support one another, strengthening communication, empathy, and critical thinking, skills that are essential for real-world teamwork. Secondly, mixed classrooms reduce educational inequality by ensuring that all students, regardless of ability, share the same learning environment. In many school systems, separating students into honor and lower level tracks creates a visible divide between the strong and the weak, which often leads to feelings of inferiority among those placed in lower sections and excessive pressure on those in honors. By keeping students together, schools foster inclusivity and equal access to resources, while also encouraging collaboration across different skill levels. This mechanism not only improves the confidence of struggling students, but also allows advanced learners to reinforce their knowledge by helping peers. Ultimately, mixed classrooms link directly to a more equitable education system, where opportunities are not limited by early labels of ability. OECD research shows that tracking students into honors or lower level classes widens achievement gaps and reinforces inequality. Mixed classrooms, by contrast, ensure equal access to resources and opportunities, boosting confidence and in weaker students while still challenging advanced learners. Thank you for listening. I rest my case.
All right, thank you for that fine speech. Now let's welcome first speaker from opposition. Make sure to ask POI if you guys can. Okay, if you want to ask POI, just say POI, and the speaker will agree or disagree. So yeah, next speaker, please.
So, equal opportunity in education does not mean forcing every student into the exact same mold. As the first speaker of the opposition, our team stand firmly against the motion to prioritize academically mixed classroom over separate honors classes and top sections. Before moving forward, let us address proposition may assume. Proposition first argues is that mixed classroom encourage teamwork and collaboration. However, forcing extreme academic gaps into group work creates toxic dynamics. Top student ends up doing all the heavy lifting out of frustration, while struggling students feel intimidated, and helpless. This isn't true collaboration, it's a system that stretches both sides. So, to set the context for today's debate, in our current education system, students absorb knowledge at fundamentally different pace. This decision directly impacts three major stakeholders. First stop is the top performing students, struggling learner, and last is or overworked teacher. Therefore, the burden of proof on proposition is to prove that a single classroom can effectively serve completely conflicting learning speech without lowering the quality of education for everyone.
POI. If you argue that the system intimidates weaker students, isn't it true that separating them into lower tracks actually magnifies the intimidation by labeling them as less capable from the start?
Wait, can you repeat?
Okay. If you argue that the system intimidates weaker students, isn't it true that separating them into lower tracks actually magnifies that intimidation by labeling them as less capable from the start?
Right, I believe that because they are at the same level, they could share what they could yeah. Okay, so I'll moving on my speech. So our burden is to show that specialized tracking is the most effective way to help every student reach their full potential. We base our case on two core arguments. First, appropriate academic challenge. In an academically mixed classroom, teachers are forced to teach to the middle. This creates a lose-lose scenario. High-achieving students become bored and unmotivated because they aren't challenged, while struggling students feel rushed, overwhelmed, and left behind. Separate academic sections allows schools to set an appropriate pace, giving advanced mind the depth they craft, while giving others the time and focus needed to build a solid foundation. Secondly, effective use of teacher attention. Like proportions assume teacher can seamlessly differentiate instruction for every level in one room. In reality, managing extreme learning gaps splits a teacher's focus thin. Instead of delivering high-quality lessons, education spend their limited energy struggling for conflicting needs. Separate tracking creates a structured environment where teachers can dedicate like 100% of their attention to an unified learning level. My second speaker will further expose the flaw in propositions model and strengthen our case. True fairness is not forcing everyone to run at the same speed. It is ensuring every student reaches their own finish line. So we proudly oppose the motion. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that speech. Very good. Make sure that when it's good that you guys ask POI, but when somebody asks you, you should say yes to like show that you agree, or you say no. Or if you don't want to take it, you can just ignore and continue speaking. Okay, but yeah, you should just take POIs to, stay engaged. Okay, now let's welcome the second speaker from Proposition. Here.
Okay, and my speech will start in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable judge and esteemed appointments, today I stand before you to affirm the resolution that this House prefers schools prioritizing academically mixed classrooms over separate honor classes and top sections. This is not just a matter of educational structure. It is about fostering an inclusive, equitable, and holistic learning environment for all students. Well, the appointments had argued that mixed classrooms dilute academic rigor and lower standards for high-achieving students. However, we must recognize that the academic excellence can thrive in diverse environments. Research shows that high-achieving students benefits from teaching and mentoring their peers, which reinforces their own understanding and deepens their knowledge. Instead of lowering standards, mixed classrooms can evade aid the learning experience for everyone. The opposition claimed that honors classes are essential for challenging gifted students. While it is true that gifted students need simulation, this does not necessitate separation. Mixed classrooms can incorporate differentiated instruction, allowing teachers to tailor lessons to meeting various needs for all students. This approach ensures that gifted students remain challenged while also supporting their peers, fostering a collaborative learning environment. Well, in response to potential rebuttals regarding the importance of cooperation in social activities within academically mixed classrooms. It is essential for highlight that mixed settings foster deeper collaboration and enhance interpersonal skills, while the negative team may argue that honors classes provide better collaboration opportunities. Mixed classrooms uniquely enable students' various abilities to work together, enriching discussion and outcomes through diverse perspective. Research shows that heterogeneous groups relate to innovative problem solving and critical thinking, essential skills for future professional environments. Furthermore, mixed classroom teaches valuable leadership and mentorship skills as high-achieving students guide their peers, creating a culture of support rather than competition. Ultimately, the interpersonal skills developed through face-to-face interactions in mixed classrooms prepare students to complexities of real-world collaboration, making them well-rounded individuals ready to thrive in diverse settings. Mixed classrooms significantly reduce educational inequality by providing shared learning environments for all students, regardless of their academic abilities. Critics may argue that separating students into honors and lower tracks allows for tailored instruction. However, this approach often exacerbates disparities as students in lower tracks may receive fewer resources and opportunities. In contrast, mixed classrooms promote inclusivity, ensuring that all students benefit from rich educational experience that includes diverse perspective and collaborative learning. By learning together, students develop a sense of community and mutual respect, which fosters an environment where everyone is encouraged to success. This integrated approach not only enhances academic outcomes, but also students will what also cultivates essential social skills and emotional intelligence, equipping them to navigate a diverse world. Ultimately, mixed classrooms serve as a powerful tool for leveling the educational playing field and promoting equality in learning. Academically mixed classrooms create an environment where students from diverse backgrounds and varying academic abilities come together. Thus, diversity enriches the learning experience as students learn from each other's perspective and strengths. By working collaboratively, they develop empathy, respect, and understanding skills that are essential in our increasingly interconnected world. In mixed classrooms, students are acknowledged to interact with their peers who have different strengths and weaknesses. This interaction fosters social skills such as teamwork, communication, and conflict resolution. These skills are vital for not only academic settings but also future workplace and communities. By prioritizing mixed classrooms, we prepare students for real-world interactions and challenges. Separating honor classes can create a stigma around students who are placed in lower academic tracks. This can lead feelings of inequality or decreased motivation among those students. In contrast, mixed classrooms help eliminate these labels, as all students are seen valuable contributors to their learning environment. This reduces academic pressure and allows students to focus on their personal growth rather than competing for their status. In conclusion, prioritizing academically mixed classrooms over separate honor classes is not merely a pedagogical choice. It is commitment to inclusivity, collaboration, and the holistic development of all students. By embracing diversity in our classrooms, we prepare our students for not only academic success, but also success in life. This is the end of my debate. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that fine speech. Again, POI is highly encouraged, so try to ask if you can. Now let's welcome second speaker from opposition. Here.
Yeah, it's me. So I may start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Greetings to all judges, audience, and opposers. My name is Sunny, and I'm the second speaker from the opposition team. So today we're going to talk about this house before school prioritizing academically, makes classrooms over separate honors classes and top sections. Me and my teammates strongly disagree about this motion. Before going to my arguments, let's just move to my rebuttal. So the second speaker from the proposition team said that mixed classrooms create a great collaborative environment where students of all skill levels learn to work together. In theory, I agree that missing skills level sounds like a great teamwork, but just be like in reality, it destroys real collaboration. Because when you put a student who is far ahead with a student who is struggling, so first of all, it leads to like uneven workload. So the advanced or the topper students just like ends up doing almost all the work like perfectly because they are care about a top grade or want to move fast. While like the struggling students or lower level students get sidelined because they don't know what to do next. Secondly, it's great resentment and even anxiety or distress. Cause I know that as my in real life experience, like I understand as toppers or like high achievers, like when they achieve something, like they feel like they're being used as like unpaid tutors. But why are struggling students like they're even very afraid or they feel embarrassed when they just scared to just ask basic questions in front of the class, like in front of the top peers more specifically. So now let's just get straight to my arguments. So firstly, I just want to say that struggling students feel confident, not overwhelmed. So, I mean, the separate classes protect low-performing students from constant comparisons and anxiety. So, like, just imagine when students who struggle and are constantly grouped with like top achievers, they can easily get intimidated, embarrassed, or just give up entirely. So in a class tailored to the pace, they get targeted support without the pressure of trying to keep up with the higher level students. Like for instance, in a math class, so we just learned about algebraic, right? So a student who had up like they're very bad at algebraic below grade levels, so they will get specialized. They will get step-by-step calculating help. So in a mixed class, they might feel too embarrassed to raise their hand or ask basic, simple questions. And my preemption here is the proposition side will argue that separate classes make low performing students feel labeled or bad about themselves, but constantly failing or feeling slow in front of the toppers hurts our students' self-esteem far more than being in a class designed to help them succeed. Because obviously they will find themselves not good enough or they even create a very high burden or stress on them. And last but not least, teachers can actually teach effectively. The point here is one teachers cannot like effectively teach 5 different learning levels at the same time. So in our country, we got like 4 to 5 levels, right? So like to the smartest to the lowest. So like no such teachers teach the bunch of toppers to the lower level students like that, due to the fact that mixed classroom forced teachers to try like different rotating learning, like preparing completely different lessons plans for different kids in the same hour. So this just actually leads to teacher burnout or low quality lesson for everyone. Separate classes let teachers focus on a clear single goal. For example, so currently I'm in the middle schools, so our English teachers like just imagine like we got 50 students, right? So they're ranging from like like 7th grade reading level to an like even 11th grade reading level, because they are contains toppers or like high achievers. Reading levels had to write like we had to write 3 separate lesson plans for just a single 45 minutes each period. So it to be more realistic about class sizes and big and time resource. So expecting one teacher to master every level leaves all students concentrating or just like 50-50 attention, like half baked attention. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that fine speech. Now let's welcome third speaker from prop. And again, if you guys can, try to ask POI more.
After 3, 2, and 1. So hello everyone. Today I am the last speaker from the affirmative team, and I will focus on the class that already happened in this debate and explain why the negative response fell, and I will show you why our existing arguments are matter more. So at the end of the debate today, there are three main questions you should ask yourself. Who provides better learning, and who provides better opportunity, and who creates a better environment for students? On all three questions, the affirmative team wins. Let's begin with our first class, academic performance and learning. So our team has already explained why academically mixed classroom allows students to learn from one another. The negative team response is essentially that like students learn better when everyone around them is a similar academic level. They argue that teachers can move faster, lessons can be more challenging, and high achieving students will not be held back. But just notice what they have failed to prove. They have not shown that putting students into separate classrooms is the only way to provide academic challenge. More importantly, they have not answered our point that students also learn through interactions with people who have different strengths, and a classroom is not simply a place where a teacher speaks and students absorb information. It's the place where students ask questions, explain their concept, discuss ideas, and solve the problem together. And when students have different academic strengths, the interactions become more valuable. So even if the negative team proves that a homogeneous classroom can sometimes be more efficient, they still have not proven that efficiency automatically means better education, because we're not only measuring how quickly students finish a lessons, we're measuring how effectively a student actually learns. Another side gives students more opportunity to understand concepts from different perspectives and learn from their peers. And that is why on the first class, I believe that the affirmative should win. Now let's move to our second class, the effect on students who are not in the top sections. Our team has already explained that separating students into honors and top sections will create academic labels. The negative said that these labels are harmless. They just tell us who is performing better like that, but that's completely ignore the environment created by those labels. Once a school separate repeatedly tell students that one classroom is the top classroom, students will understand the message that the students inside that classroom are seen as the successful one, and the students outside that room are more likely to see themselves as like less capable like that. And this go great because this is matters because student confidence affects how willing they are to participate, ask questions, challenge themselves, and continue trying when something is difficult. And our model avoid creating these rigid divisions, and we like I think that we shouldn't tell students like you are a top student, so you belong here, and you are weaker, so you belong there. Instead, we put students in an environment where academic ability can change and develop, and this directly answers one of the negative biggest assumptions that academic ability is at one point in time should determine the environment in which a student learns. But students are not fixed. A student who struggles today can improve tomorrow, and a student who performs exceptionally well today may struggle with something later. So our side gives students the opportunity to grow without being permanently defined by the current academic decisions. So when the negative team tells you that separation simply reflect existing difference, just remember that our objections is precisely that schools should not turn temporary difference into permanent identities. And now our final major class is that what students gain from learning alongside different people. Our team has already established that makes a classroom role play greater interactions between students with different strengths, and the negative tells that it is unnecessary because the purpose of school is primarily academic achievement, but that response is far too narrow. The question is not like whether academic achievement matters. Of course it does, but the question is whether academic achievement is the only thing that matters when evaluating a school environment, and the answer must be no. The students spend years of their life inside this classroom. They're not just learning the subjects; they're learning how to like connect, communicate with people, and they're learning how to cooperate, how to respond when something faster than them, and like learn how to connect with people, how to accept when they are struggling, and these all things that happen naturally when students are not separate entirely according to academic performance, and this is where our side work become much more valuable. The negative models optimize the classroom around academic similarity, but our model will optimize the classroom around academic similarities. So, for all of the reason, we are strongly propose this motion. Thank you for listening.
All right, thank you for that fine speech. Good job. And we'll welcome third speaker from opposition. Here.
So my speech will start in 3, 2, and 1. Good evening, respected educator, honorable opponents, and everyone here today. My name is Kinling, and I'm the third speaker of the opposition team. And today we are debating the motions that this House prefers school prioritizing academically, mixed classroom, and over separate honors classes and the top sections. So as the positions, we firmly stand against these motions. Before I begin, let me briefly clarify our team positions. So our first argument is appropriate academic challenge. Our second argument is effective use of teachers' attention. Our third argument is struggling students feel confidence instead of anxiety. Our fourth argument is that teacher can teach everyone effectively. So I would like you to imagine something. Imagine two students sitting in the same classroom. The first student learns extremely quickly, and they finish every exercise within 10 minutes and are ready for something more challenging. And however, the teacher still had to spend another 20 minutes to explaining the basic concept because some students are struggling. Now imagine the second student. They are struggling to understand the lessons and they need more explanation, some example, and more practice. But the teacher has to keep moving forward because some of their classmates are already too far ahead. Now ask yourself, are these two students truly receiving the education they need simply because they are sitting in the same classroom? So the opposition believe they are not, and this is exactly why we're opposed to today's motions. Now, let me move on to the first argument of the propositions. They argue that students should be separate into honors classes and the top sections because this allows students to learn at a similar pace and therefore improve academic performance. However, these arguments overlook an important benefit of academically mixed classroom cooperations and mutual support. In a mixed classroom, students do not all have the same strength. Some students may academically strong, while others may be better at communicating, creativity, problem solving, and explaining ideas. When students work together in group activities, they can use these different strengths to support one another. For example, the stronger student may help explain the difficult concept, while another student may contribute creative idea or help the presentations. As a result, students are not only learning the academic content, they're also learning how to communicate, cooperations, uh, and support people who have different abilities from them. And this is something the propositions model cannot provide as effectively. When students are separate mainly according academic performance, students spend most of their learning time surrounded by people who have similar academic abilities. This may make lessons more homogeneous, but it also reduces the opportunities for students to experience different perspective and learn how to work with people who have a different strength. And the proposition may respond that students can simply cooperate outside the classroom, but that is not equivalent. In the mixed classroom, cooperations is built into the student everyday learning experience. They can work together on the projects, discuss problem, explain concept to each other, and divide the responsibility according to the strength. So our point is not that honor student can never cooperate with other student. Of course they can't. Our point is that academically makes a classroom create a more frequent and natural opportunities for cooperations and mutual support, and this skill matter far beyond school. And in university, this workplace, and society, people do not get to choose to work only with people who have same abilities as them. They need to communicate with people who think differently, learn differently, and have different strengths. Uh, Therefore, academic mixes classroom do not simply help students academically. They prepare students for the real world by teaching them how to work together despite their difference. This is why the proposition cannot simply claim that separating students create a better educational environment. Education is not only about individual academic score. It is also developing students into people who can cooperate, communicate, and support others. And on this important outcome, this oppositions model provides a stronger environment. So I would like to ask for the first speaker is that if your model separates students according to academic ability, how can students regularly develop the ability to cooperate with people who have different strength and learning level? For the second, they argue that academic mixes classroom allows students to work together, experience diverse perspectively, collaborate, and reduce the pressure caused by the competition. So this we will discuss this on the final sections. We'll move on to my last things is that sorry. We'll move on to my last thing. So now let me respond to the another argument from the propositions that they argue that academic mixed classroom are better because students can learn from their peers and because separating students into different classes may make students in lower classes feel different. And we also discussed this on the last sessions. And so now let's compare the two words. The propositions give us a quality through mixing this. Their idea is that everyone learns together, interact together, and support each other. But the problem is that the sitting in the same classroom does not guarantee the equal education's outcome. The opposition gives us equality of opportunities through differentiations and recognize that students start from a different academic levels, and therefore they provide environments that they respond those different. And this is my last sorry. My presentations.
All right, thank you for that fine speech. Now let's welcome the reply speaker. So reply speaker from op will go first. Okay, and make sure you guys keep track of time. So reply speech will only be 4. So who is the reply speaker from op? You can, begin. Have you guys decided?
Sorry, I just facing the different types of your I don't know what is the replied things. I just like thinking about the final sessions.
So reply speaker is the speaker that will just, summarize all up and prove. So normally the first speaker and the second speaker, one of them will be the reply speaker. The third speaker cannot be the reply speaker.
Okay.
So yeah, it's between like Sunny or Hun. You guys decide.
So
And
all sessions?
say again.
Did we have the final sessions?
What do you mean by final session?
It means that everyone open mic and just discuss about who will be winning and
yeah. After this, we will have that. Okay. So like after this, I will, think about who wins and I will announce and I will give feedback to everyone. And you guys can also ask questions too. So, reply speaker from op, you can go ahead. So Sunny and Hun, any of you can do it. Have you guys decided who will be the reply speaker? Oh, no, you haven't. If not, I will spin a wheel for you if you can't decide. Okay. So it looks like Hun will be the reply speaker. Okay, so Hun, go ahead and don't worry too much. Just, prove what you think is correct.
So, as the reply speaker for the opposition, it is my honor to host this debate for my team. Today, this debate boils down in 2 major classes. First, which side better protects student development? Opposition from this collaboration, claiming mixed classroom foster teamwork, though we show into the reality, forcing group work across extreme academic graphs create toxic dynamics. I've then students do other works out of frustration, while struggling students feel intimidated and left behind. On our side, through specialized tracking, every student receives an appropriate academic challenge, pushing top performers to their full potential while giving struggling to learner the time needed to build solid foundation. Secondly, which side creates a better environment for teachers. Conclusion: we expect a single teacher to magically uh, differentiate instruction for completely different learning speech stimulation is. We explain this why is this is struc- like, we explain it why this is structurally structurally impossible. The split teacher attention theme and force them to teach to the middle, as I said. Our side offers structural efficiency, allowing teachers to focus like about 100% of their energy on a unified curriculum. So, in conclusion, judges, true fairness is not forcing everyone to move at the same speed. It is ensuring everyone reaches their own finish line. So, my team has proven that specialized tracking is the only way to achieve this. So, thank you for listening to my reply.
All right, that was good. Thank you, Han, for that. And now the reply speaker from Prop. You can begin.
Okay, so my speech will start in 3, 2, 1. To begin with, the opposition has tried to undermine our case by claiming that mixed classrooms intimidate weaker students and burden stronger ones. But intimidation does not come from learning together. It comes from being labeled and separated into weak and strong tracks. That division stigmatizes students before they even begin, creating pressure and inequality. Our side has shown that mixed classrooms foster cooperation, inclusivity, and equal access to resources. Group projects and peer learning strengthen communication, empathy, and problem solving, skills that are essential for real world success. The opposition painted mixed classrooms as a threat to both strong and weak students, yet the true source of intimidation lies in rigid honors tracks, which brand some as less capable from the start. Mixed classrooms, far from being a threat, are a platform for teamwork and equal opportunity. They allow students to build confidence while ensuring no one is denied access to resources. This is not about lowering standards. It is about raising the collective potential of every student. They also claimed that advanced students would sideline weaker ones, treating them as free tutors. But mixed classrooms encourage valuable interactions. Stronger students reinforce their own knowledge by helping peers, while weaker students gain confidence. They argue teachers cannot teach across different levels, but modern education emphasizes differentiated, differentiated instruction and peer learning. Teachers are not expected to lecture 5 levels separately. They facilitate collaboration. This keeps students engaged and empowers teachers to create dynamic learning environments. Last but not least, the opposition said lower level students asking questions creates imbalance. But questions are not disruptions. They are opportunities for peer support and guided interactions. Specialized classes may look balanced, but that balance is artificial and exclusionary. Real balance comes from diversity, where students learn to cooperate across abilities, just as they will in workplaces and communities. Mixed classrooms build resilience, empathy, and teamwork, qualities honors only tracks can never provide. Thus, I am proud to propose. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys for those very fine speeches. I think I'll take 1 or 2 minutes to think about the result, and I'll be back and we can discuss, and I'll give feedback. You guys relax a little bit. Okay, I'm back. So let's begin, shall we? Let me reshare the screen. All right, so this debate was actually really good. And for this, oral adjudication, I'll be dividing them into three parts. So firstly, I will give the general feedback for both teams, and then it's the result, and lastly is the reason for that result. So firstly, I think in this debate, the first thing here is that what you guys did good is that you're able to analyze the main clashes, which is better than the last debate. So you know what clashes are and you directly compare them, which is excellent. However, I feel like it lacks engagement. For example, only one question of POI is asked. So you guys should ask more POI if possible. I know that you guys are shy, but just ask and you will basically like asking. The second thing is that even though the arguments are on point, I feel like it's a bit repetitive from the first to the second speaker. Like, even though you do extend it a little bit, but sometimes the argument are a bit repetitive from each other. So what would be better is that you could totally have the same argument from the first speaker, but you should extend it a little bit, extend the impact. How is it different from the other side? Because sometimes both teams, for example, the proposition can talk about, our side can have equal resources. But the opposition also say that we are equal because we provide the student with tailored learning. So who is more equal? Now that's the question. So you should distinguish from the other side. Okay, that's enough of like general feedback. Now for the result, I feel like both teams did great, but unfortunately in debate, there must always be a winning team, right? So the winning for this debate, I give it to proposition. So congratulations to prop. And op, you did really great, but I'll explain why prop wins. I think it was a really close debate, but unfortunately, one team has to win. So let me explain first. Let me open my notes. Okay, for this debate, I feel like it's a little bit, you're not really directly engaged. Prop comes here and they tells me that we want inclusivity in education. We want effectivity when they learn in the classroom. And what we focus on is peer learning, like learning from each other. We want to eliminate labeling. That's what prop comes here, and that's their entire case. Now, what do op say? Op said that the extreme academic gap is really large. So this means that students absorb knowledge at different pace. And, they, on their side, they want student to reach their full potential and they want the student to, freely ask questions and the teachers can, direct their resources more effectively because they know the student's ability in the classroom. Now that is strong. At the beginning, during the first speeches, I would give the win to Op, but then as I listened to more speeches, I slowly turned to Prop. Why is that? Because Prop has something that because this way I feel like both teams are debating separate goals. You don't have the same goal. Until I heard the third speaker from Prop, which is Helena, I remember. So she said that this debate, what she said here is that we are not focusing on which student finishes this quicker or which student is able to do this faster, but on how effective they learn. And on the word effective, we have many definitions for effectiveness. And proposition's effectiveness is on no labeling. They have the confidence. They can discuss with their peers. They learn from their peers from multiple perspectives. And they have the opportunity to grow without being permanently defined by their academic differences, which means that their level of ability can change over time. Today, they may struggle at this because they accidentally did something wrong in their exams and they have to be put in a lower class, but they can easily fix it. So it's very fixed. I mean, it's not fixed. But opposition, they come here, and firstly, their argument is on, okay, I understand that there is extreme academic gaps. It creates toxic dynamics. They talked about how the top achievers, they carry the team out of frustration. And the low achievers, they feel helpless because they cannot do anything to help. That's what Op said, but Prop said something different. Prop said that it's all about peer learning, collaboration. That's basically their main argument in this debate, I believe, which is group projects, support one another. And I mean, like, the only flaw that I see in proposition is that they give a lot of statistics, like studies. In debate, that doesn't really matter, especially for WSTC. So you don't really have to give me a lot of studies or like researches, unless you participate in public forum, which is another type of debating that is less popular. So you don't have to give me a lot of studies and researches. But proposition said that in a group project, they can support one another. For example, the high achievers can teach or show the lower achievers concepts that these students haven't yet mastered. And hopefully the high achievers can actually regain some skills that they have not found, or they can reinforce their learning a lot better. And I think now it's kind of equal because now both sides are claiming completely different things. But what truly sets out Prop is that Op continues to tell me that there is uneven workload, struggling students feel embarrassed to ask basic questions in front of the classroom. I mean, we don't have a proof for that. You have to prove me the likelihood that they feel embarrassed and why they will not feel embarrassed in a classroom with students that have the same ability, right? Because props say that competition exists. Even if you go to a classroom that the students are just like you, they are maybe not as smart and the level of ability is exactly the same, there is still competition to be better than the other person. Prop talks about inclusivity and a holistic learning environment, in which they said that tailored instruction can actually exacerbate inequality because students from lower tracks may receive fewer resources. Even though they don't really elaborate on this, that is quite enough to destroy the other side. Because if you pay attention to the motion, it said this house prioritized academically mixed classroom over separate honors classes and top sections. On the opposition, you guys focus a little bit too much on student in the lower classes. Well, in fact, on your side, you must show that when schools, they prioritize these honors classes. You have to tell me what is the meaning of honors classes. That is something missing in this debate. Both teams did not tell me what is the meaning of separate honors class or top sections. I would say that these classes are for high achievers. They focus on majors and it helps them with like academics and stuff in the future. For example, if you want to be a doctor, then you will study in an honors class focusing on biology to help you get into these medical schools. So on op, I mean, you can totally destroy prop argument on inclusivity by saying that education has never been fair because now the student, they still cannot go to school. Some are, lack resources to enroll in institutions. So you can talk about how these type of honors classes are the only classes that lower income student, because there are still like students who are poor, but they also excel in their education. They can at least study at school. They don't have to enter extra classes because they don't have the money for that. So at least for these classes, they have the chance. And at least for these classes, high achievers, they actually get the chance to enter top schools, right? And it kind of like increases the reputation of the school as well if they have a lot of students entering top universities. But Op did not tell that. Like, I mean, Op focuses a lot on, teachers teaching effectively. But I mean, on proposition, they already rebutted this by saying, firstly, teachers are not expected to fulfill all of the tasks. I mean, this come pretty late. but I'll accept it. Like teachers are not expected to fulfill all the tasks because nowadays modern education focuses on peer learning. Peer learning, helping out each other, group projects. And you could have told me more on how group projects can be very fair because the grade is not given to the same for every student, but they're given in accordance to how much you contribute to that project. So it's actually pretty fair. It's not that unfair. And yeah, I think that's it. One flaw on opposition is that I feel like at the end, in the last speech, it's very confusing on what you believe. Because when I heard that speech, I was like, okay, did you just debate the wrong side? Because sometimes you say that, oh, mixed classroom is better, and then sometimes you say separate is better. It's like very confusing in that speech. And that kind of like hinders the persuasiveness a little bit for op. At first, I think op wins, but like after listening to the entire thing, prop takes the win. Okay. Do you guys have any questions for this motion that you want to ask? And just for today, I will announce normally in debate, there's something called like the best speaker in a round. In a round. So for that, I'll give it to Helena. I think she did really well because she's the third speaker, and she effectively provided me 3 clashes, and that was really persuasive. The first clash is on academic performance, second is on effects on student, and third is what students gain. And I think like the reason why Prop wins is that like she effectively compares that really persuasive from the first 2 speakers. She extends more. I think that's really it. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? And for personal feedback, maybe I would just write it in a document and send it after class. Okay, we have to wait for room 2. So let me ask if room 2 finishes. So does anybody have questions regarding the debate? Hopefully you understand what I just said. Overall, you guys did really good. Both teams are really balanced, so it's hard to come to a decision. But if there's one thing to improve in this debate, I would say is the repetitiveness. Like sometimes arguments overlap and they are repeated. So if it's possible, make sure you extend it instead of repeating the same argument from the previous speaker. But yeah, that's it for this part. I'll stop share and maybe I'll see if the room 2 finish and I'll call them back. So maybe just wait a bit. Apparently room 2 is still speaking. So you guys don't have any questions. I'll create a Menti and we will just write our thought because today is the last class, so I do want to do that.
Excuse me, can I say something?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
I just want to thank you and all of my fellow debaters here because we have like 12 weeks learning together now. So I just like to, thank you for the lessons and thank you all for the collaborations.
Yeah, that was really nice to hear. Thank you for that. Actually, I'm about to create like a Menti where you guys can write your thoughts in it if you guys feel shy to share. Yeah, thank you for that. Really touching. Okay, wait me a bit.
Okay.
Here, you guys can join this link and type anything you want. Can you guys join the link, right? I only see 2 people. Oh, now it's 3. Okay, just join and you can type questions, things, anything about class, about anything. Okay. Okay, it looks like people from room 2 have come back. So here's the link. You guys can join this link and you can type anything that you want to share. Okay? Like your thoughts, questions, because today is the last class, so you can just write anything anonymous if you feel shy to share it to the whole class. Yes, we do have certificates. I already made them. I'll send them like right after this class.
I just want to share something like, because since this was my first time meeting you all, and I felt a bit out of my element, but I want to say that everyone like spoke brilliantly, and I truly admire for all you guys' performance. And I'd like to offer a brief apology for the opposition team because I had intent to acknowledge that certain point made by the other side while in framing them to strengthen our own case. But that approach ended up in just like it's waste time. Yeah, I I will certainly like doing my best to improving my skill, and I also look forward to debating with all you guys again in the future. And
All
also
right.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ling. That was really nice. You did great. Nothing to worry. Thank you for joining with us today. And Lem and John as well.
Thank you for
Okay.
inviting.
Yep. Oh yeah, she's cool. And you what?
I so because the mentee had a word limit, so I can't
Oh,
really say much there. So I would like to say thank you for everyone here. Like y'all are like competitive, fun, confident, energetic. Like I like discussing topics with y'all, and I would like to especially Theo, you you're like a really good debate teacher. Like the first time I done debate, like I don't know what's happening. Like I don't know how to do arguments. I don't even know what like what is it called again? I don't know how to do arguments. I don't know how to research. I don't know how keywords will work. And Dale has like teach me a lot of things, a lot like it helped me a lot in debate. Like now I know how does a debate work. I know how speeches work now, and thank you so much. And I hope to see you at another club sometime. Thank you.
all right. Thank you too. That was really nice of you for sharing. Opal. Her name's not Opal. Her name's Apple, like the fruit. Okay. But yeah, she's really cool. She's younger than me, 1 year old. Okay. Anyone else want to type anymore? Anything else? Okay. Maybe that's it. I see 8 now. How many people are there? There are 12 currently. I mean 10 is the correct number. Okay, if not, I'll take a screenshot of this since it's really cool seeing all of these.
I want to say 6. So
Sure,
first
go
off,
ahead.
you know what? I'm gonna scream 6 at your face.
Oh, okay. I cannot really hear what you just said.
Actually, can say something?
Sure.
Uh, Actually, is really emotional. Like joining this class is my honor. Yeah, actually, I really fun from the starting when I can join this class and like and it's like with you guys. I I hope that there's an extra class because I want to learn debate higher. I really have love with debates when I join this class, and I can like learn a lot of things. I can improve my speaking skills. Like you see, like from the first lessons, I'm quite I really shy because my speaking skills not really good at that time. But having 12 lessons, I improved a lot and I feel more confident right now. So this is so fun with you guys, and I really appreciate it. Thank you for you guys.
Okay, thank you, Neo. That was really nice. Who typed this? Did she not turn on her camera? Oh, she didn't turn on her camera. Okay, I think that's all. For me as well. I really like this class. This is the first debate class that has this many people, and I really enjoy teaching. So if there's nothing else, then let's take a group picture. Today we have more people than usual. So it's really how do I don't know the word to describe. Never mind. So if everyone can turn on, you can turn on. Jade, you should turn on your camera. Okay, never mind. Here. Oh, okay. Helena and John and Ling as well, if you can, turn them on, please. And John as well. Maybe he's not here. Oh, he is here. He turned into a tree. Okay, I'll take a picture now. So I'll count 1, 2, and 3. Actually, let me count again. I haven't taken it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. One more, I guess. 1, 2, and 3. Sorry, but Jay keeps moving and it's not working. Stop moving. One last time. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, perfect. So I'll see you guys. I mean, not next week. Bye.
Bye.